Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about two men who are arrested in Newark who are being called career criminals, but police say they aren't stealing things like cars or jewelry. They were allegedly swiping shopping carts, $30,000 worth of them. On any given day, there typically used to be about 400 to 500 shopping carts available at the ShopRite supermarket in Rochelle Park. But starting on March 27th and continuing until April, the number of carts available was noticeably smaller. I think the store manager was the first to notice we're running low on carts here, said Robert Allen, the real estate manager for ShopRite. We have a good security team and started looking at the video and even noticed a red van coming and going. They were even dressed like cart guys with lime yellow shirts and everything. Township police detectives worked with stores' loss prevention officers to identify a red van captured on security video that was believed to be used in the thefts. Once police identified the license plate number from the video, they waited for the van to return to the parking lot, which it did about 12:40 p.m. on Tuesday. Officers approached the van and found 5 carts loaded in the rear of the vehicle. 2 parties were arrested. The men, ages 77 and 54, were each charged with theft, receiving stolen property, possession of burglary tools, and possession of property derived from criminal activity. They were taken to Bergen County Jail and later released. But they were not cart guys. Police arrested a 77-year-old Alfredo Rodriguez and 50-year-old Hector Cortes, calling them shopping cart bandits. The pair was busted in the parking lot after the store security started their own investigation and handed cops security video on April 8th. Hats off to them. They did a great job, said a detective working for the Rochelle Park Police Department. They went back to about March 28th, and they said someone's been coming in a red van and stealing their shopping carts. They were able to get a license plate, a make and model of the van, and they pointed us in the right direction of the parking lot to look if it were to happen again. We're pulling out paperwork the next day on Tuesday, and we get a phone call around noon. They were like, they're here, right? So they were actually showing up to the shop, right? So the partners ran out there. They blocked the guys in with their cars. Once they were cornered into the parking lot, the two people, Alfredo Rodriguez and Hector Cortes, gave them consent to search their vehicle, and there were already 5 shopping carts in there. Rodriguez and Cortes allegedly had been at it for 2 weeks, taking at least 140 carts. So why go through all the work to take something like a shopping cart? Maybe because they sell for about $200 a piece wholesale. 140 carts is about $28,000 worth of shopping carts, said another detective there. We believe they're selling them to smaller bodegas or scrapping them, but they had proceeds on them. They're making a lot of cash. They think they're attempting to sell the carts to lesser-known supermarkets in the area. They couldn't sell them to named supermarkets because the carts are branded, but I'm going to get on that a little later. ShopRite reported a loss about $28,000. It is apparently more common than most would believe. The Food Marketing Institute estimates 2 million shopping carts are stolen each year. Sometimes it's done as a matter of convenience, like how we see people with shopping carts on the street, walking around with stuff inside of them. We typically see people, they'll take a shopping cart home if they live nearby. That's understandable. But to see people unloading them and putting them in their cars is pretty bizarre. One of the suspects already had an outstanding warrant for his arrest for stealing shopping carts. So he was already wanted for stealing shopping carts. So he's done this in the past. He has a history of this. But my theory about shopping carts is that they're scrapping them. Scrapped shopping carts' value is primarily determined by their weight and the current rate for metal scrap. For instance, a stainless steel shopping cart weighs about 70 pounds, with the price range of stainless steel scrap being about 25 to 50 cents per pound, depending on the metal type. You can get an idea of how much this is worth, especially if they're stealing like hundreds of them. However, to dispose of old shopping carts legally and ethically, some scrapyards may need proof that you own them or require them to be rendered unrecognizable as shopping carts due to frequent cases of theft. That's what I think they were doing. They were taking the shopping carts, putting them in their van, breaking down the metal into rods, and scrapping any parts that said ShopRite, and then taking those metal parts to get sold at scrapyards for money. That's the easiest way to make money. People do it with copper wiring all the time, and now there's a market for it when it comes to shopping carts. The crazy thing about it was the 77-year-old Rodriguez was the one lugging them into the van, the guy on the left. I was surprised to see a guy 77-year-old who could hardly walk taking a shopping cart and lifting it up into the back of a van. It's not every day you have a 77-year-old man stealing shopping carts. 1 or 2 I can understand, but 140 of them? I can see why anybody would think that's crazy. Both suspects are looking at a different kind of metal these days. They are behind bars at the Bergen County Jail. Attorney information for Rodriguez and Cortes was not immediately available, so I can't get any more information besides that. But to get a different perspective, I like to show a news clip just to give you another side of the story.
The alleged shopping cart thieves, 77-year-old Alfredo Rodriguez of Elizabeth and 54-year-old Hector Cortes of Newark, caught in the act earlier this week.
We found the van parked in the corner of the parking lot, backed in, and these two, shopping cart bandits were parked, seated in the car, waiting to just strike.
Police say the two men had 5 carts in the back of a red van. Investigators working with ShopRite's loss prevention team to track the thefts, which they believe spanned the course of 2 weeks.
I'm not sure if they're, scrapping them and making money from there, or if they're selling them to other small stores, but yeah, definitely making some money.
As I had mentioned before, like they mentioned in the video, they're definitely scrapping and making money off of these shopping carts. What a lot of companies tend to do is they make their shopping carts specific. Like when you think of a Target shopping cart, it has like those red holes in them and it comes from Target. A lot of shopping carts are like that. So they're looking for a specific cart that they can break down and sell for metal. So that's what I have on the shopping cart bandits from New Jersey. If you enjoyed this story, you'll enjoy the other story I have about a dad who faked his own death to get out of paying child support. As always, leave your comments below, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.